Hi, welcome back to the Django channel tutorial. In this video, I am going to explain a consumer. It is a basic unit of the Django channel code. Consumer are like the Django views. Consumer mostly provides structure your code as a series of functions to be called whenever event happens. It allows you to write synchronous and asynchronous code and deal with the threading. Basically, consumer are Python function or classes that handle WebSocket messages. Consumer can either synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous consumer R is nothing but traditional way of handling WebSocket operation. While asynchronous consumer, it handle WebSocket connection more effectively, especially when dealing with IO bound operation or multiple concurrent connection. Now here I will explain that how to write the code for synchronous consumer and asynchronous consumer so that you can use the consumer as per your application. So here onwards we'll start a discussion through coding. So first of all, we need to verify that whether your channels are installed in the project or not. So if you want to install the channel, you can type a command pip install channels. Once we install the channel, then we are going to create the project. Already I have installed the channel, so satisfy the requirement. Now next thing is that I need to create a project. To create a project, you need to type a command django admin start project and name of the project. Let's say project name is channel. Once we create the project, then go inside the project folder and then create one application. So here I'm going to create application python manage.py start app create app my app. Now once the app is get created, next thing is that we need to do the setting of our project. So I'll go to the project folder under that and open the setting.py file. Inside the setting.py file, we need to modify the install app. Now we already installed the channel. So first we need to register that channel and also our customized application. So here my customized application name is my app. So here I'm going to write my app. So both the apps are going to be installed in our application, or we can say registered under the project. After that, web server gateway interface application will be replaced with ASCII application. These are the sort of changes that we need to do under the setting.py file. Now moving ahead, we are going to open the ASCII.py file. Consists of some inbuilt code. We have to modify this code as per the type of router. So what are the WebSocket we are going to set, that we need to redirect to the application. So here we'll do some modification afterwards. Next is we have to create two different files. One is consumers.py and second one is routing.py. Under the consumers.py, we will write the synchronous and asynchronous consumer code, which will perform certain action like it will connect, receive and disconnect to the WebSocket. And then routing will route our application to the web server. So here I'm going to first of all add under the application, we are going to add the consumers.py. Under the consumers.py file, now we'll write a line of code which will perform action of our WebSocket. So first of all, we are going to import some packages from channels dot consumer, and we are going to import both the consumer, sync consumer and async consumer. Then also we are going to import the channels dot whatever the exception it will raise by the channel, that also we are going to consider when we execute the code. Good. And stop answer. So these two packages I'm going to import it. I'll write one class. Name of the class is, let's say, my sync consumer. Having parameter is sync consumer. Inside that class, we are going to write different methods. The very first method is, first of all, we have to connect the WebSocket. So WebSocket connect is having two parameters, self and event. Now we are going to print a certain message. Let's say socket is connected, web socket is connected. Once the web socket is connected, we are going to send a message self dot send, and inside that we are going to write the type and WebSocket dot accept. So this message we are going to send. Also, if you want to check the event, then once we print the message at that time, we are going to print the event as well. We want. So in this way, we are going to just connect to the WebSocket. Similarly, once we connect, then we'll receive our data. So WebSocket receive, and having two parameters self and event. Inside that function, first of all, we are going to print that message is received. Whatever the message that is going to be received, and if I want to print that event, so here I am going to print the event. After that, if I want to print the text of that event, so we are going to write print whatever the text under that event, that is also going to be print self dot send. Here also we are going to send type, that is WebSocket dot send. WebSocket dot send, and whatever the text, that text is going to be certain message we can write. Let's say message from client or message sent from client. So these two functions are complete, and third function is WebSocket disconnect self one event, and under the disconnect, first of all we are going to print WebSocket is disconnected or socket is disconnected. And I'm going to print that event, and we have to just raise an event that we have to stop a consumer. Raise stop consumer, so it will stop the consumer. So this is the line of code which we require under the consumers.py, which is nothing but a two type of consumers, sync and async. So right now we are using SyncConsumer, which will be traditional way to sync the data between the client and server by using the socket. So three methods are there: connect, receive, and disconnect. So here I make one mistake, so not accept. So this is the complete code for consumers.py. Now we need to create one more file under the application, and let's say file name is routing.py. I will write a certain line of code in this file. From django.url, we have to redirect the URLs from this routing.py. So Django URLs import path dot import consumers files we are going to import. Then we'll write WebSocket underscore URL pattern. And it is nothing but that path having, let's say, WebSocket, and it is SyncConsumer, and we are going to call the method that is consumers dot a complete class that is my consumer is as ASCII. It is nothing but server connect to the application. So this is all about the routing.py. Now Now we are going to modify this asgi.py. So first of all, we are going to import routing.py from the my app.routing, and also we have to import from channels dot routing, import protocol type router, and another one is URL type router. Now we'll have to modify the application is equal to get ASCII application. We'll comment this line, and here I write application is equal to protocol type router. Under that protocol type router, we are going to do one by one setting. First of all, HTTP is nothing but get ASCII application. Then afterwards, we are going to set the WebSocket bucket is nothing but the proto URL type router, and inside that URL router, I'm going to write routing.py application, routing.py function. So app.routing dot WebSocket URL path, that is get called. This is all about the modification required under the asgi.py. I will execute the code. Using the command python manage.py run server. Once it executes, we can find where GS server is executed. I will execute this part into the post. On the postman, we start one WebSocket 127,000 WebSocket and SyncConsumer. First of all, we try to connect it. Once we connect and find it, same we are going to check the coding. You can find the socket is connected. The WebSocket.connect. Now the WebSocket is yet connected. I will go to the postman again. Client send some text message. The text message that I'm trying to send. Once I send this message, that message is getting. I will verify the coding text particular text client sends some text message. Send the code to the consumer.py. This message can receive, and that message is stored into event text parameter. So event text parameter is client sends some text message. So that message is received from the client. Now we are going to disconnect this socket. Now disconnect. It is getting disconnected. You can find this socket is getting disconnected. In this way, we can communicate in the traditional way that you can send a message, you can receive the message, you can connect and disconnect of it at any moment of. This is all about the sync. In next video, I'm going to talk about how we are going to communicate with a SyncConsumer. Thanks for watching.